ha. Hee. Ha ha ha. Who's that? Oh. I got well fucked up yesterday on stream. I didn't mean to get that high. Whoops a daisy. At the end, I was a mess. I remember being completely like off my nuts, chatting all sorts of shit. So I apologise if I was offensive in any way. There is a cheeky little 90s boy inside that loves to make gay jokes and stuff. Um, don't know what to say. I can't really change it. It was when I was raised. We grew up on gay jokes and shit. I remember yesterday accidentally rapping, making a gay joke. It's rough. Like, I don't have any negative opinion about people that are homosexual. I just grew up at a time when we joked about that. So yeah. Anyway, hi. Is chat there now? Yeah, it should be. Have we got hold, hold, hold. We'll hold. Yes, it works. Excellent. Okay. I've changed it up a little bit this morning. I haven't been awake long. I've been awake literally half an hour. Honestly, I've woken up. I've made my breakfast and then turned on the computer. And I honestly don't know why I've gone live. I just can't wait. I just want to do more science. So I'm in the middle of my breakfast. I've still got my coffee. And there is another step to my normal routine after my coffee, which I ain't going to be able to avoid. So let's do the Wordle together. Sober as a judge. That's not true. Actually, probably is, because I guarantee you all judges are getting smashed every night with the shit they have to deal with. Coming into work, stoned over. You get that first judgment of the morning, you get a very liberal judge. I always have the same breakfast. This morning I had 2 Weetabix with half a teaspoon of granulated sugar, which is... I'm proper on it when it comes to sugar. It worries me about inflammation, but I try not to have too much sugar. Oh 07 Breaker, good morning, and oh 07 Phaser. I do have a pan au chocolate every day as well, though. I need the fat, like, to keep me somewhat... like, I just dissolve into a skeleton if I don't eat something like that. Oh, oh, yeah. That's probably, in some senses, better, actually. It depends how much, because it's a very calorie-dense fluid, right? But honey would be better for me. The only issue is these days you can't buy real honey anymore. You can only buy fucking glucose corn syrup or whatever it's called. And then they just add like 1% honey to the top and say that it's bees honey. And it's like, what? This is fucking, what are you doing? Literally a different substance. But I'm like clockwork. I have to be like clockwork with my underlying health condition. So literally the end of this coffee will cue up code brown. So anyway, let's do this together. Bread. Point. I actually did sleep. Like from when I went to sleep, I then slept until I woke up. Like I didn't wake up and be like, I'm still fucking knackered. What's going on? Like I just slept. I can't even. I'm so happy. Like it has been over a week since that happened. Probably 2 weeks since I've just slept and then woken up and been like, I've had to sleep. I'll go and start my day now. So that's good. Is it really, Phaser? Oh, okay. I might do a little bulk purchase. I don't know. I need to get some trip for my fleet carrier. I've let it run low. I've got a lot of shit I need to get done, and right now the only priority for me is this time travel stuff. I want to test. I want to test the Fargoid probe just in orbit of the planet. I want to try it with a link nearby, because I believe the presence of a link at a Fargoid probe gives other data. So I want to see if that happens differently in time shift. I want to see if being time shifted and then going to older places works. We did start doing this and it just felt like a needle in a haystack. And I did Lave and I did a couple more and I was like, the problem with it is I don't know, like, if there's a tourist beacon that appears only when you're time shifted, you need to know, like, you need to either be there with someone that's also time shifted or not time shifted. That could be an ideal way to do it, actually. In fact, that's a really ideal way to do it. If I go and time shift and then have someone multi-crew into me when I'm not time shifted, when I'm out of the time shift range, they won't time shift. And then when they look on the contacts panel on the left, the distances to bodies will all be different. And if there is anything different, they should notice, right? If they can just be multi-crewed in with my stream up, and then whenever I check the left-hand list, they also check the left-hand list and let me know if anything's different. Yeah, I'm sort of gutted about that, Phaser, because, oh, pardon me. Next week's challenge, I'm going to use any exploit, or not exploit, but I'll use every single bit of knowledge I have to my limit to level up as fast as possible. And part of that would be ideally using some sort of rapid merit accumulation technique to get through the ranks and get all the items I need unlocked. Right now, though, I do think the fastest yielding result would be literally log in, get in the Sidewinder, do some basic bounty hunting at the nearest high res just to use the local system authority, get to about 20 mil doing that. Maybe that'll take a couple of hours. From that, chuck together a basic Mandalay with an A-rated FSD, start jumping around the Road to Riches / Road to Exo Bio Mastery. Within about 2 hours of that, I should have hundreds of millions, which I can then ensure I have fully upgraded combat ship, fully upgraded exploration ship, and then possibly looking into a Plipper, which we could then use for the last push. Because the goal of the session will be to output a fully engineered PvP Python. Now, some of the tasks to unlock the engineers are non-trivial, or were non-trivial. But then, I mean, mining 500 tons is piss all, right? The funniest bit is going to be the materials I need to make sure I've got to do the engineering. That's like, I'm going to make a plan for that, which will be like, we'll be collecting materials when we're in the Sidewinder at the beginning of the game. I'll see stuff and be like, I need that, because there will be thresholds of certain material buckets we need to hit, and once we hit them, we never need to collect them again. And like, we may need to go to a couple of HGEs, but we shouldn't need to do like a full HGE farm. So yeah, the armor is the killer. Like, because we need to upgrade the armor, we need to get Selene Gene, which means we need to mine 500 tons of Brom, which is fine. Like, I'll put together a Type 11 and smash it, you know? It's near bother. The question is, can I get it all done in one day? That's the big bit that I'm not certain on. I think I can, but I might need, like, my goal is to do it like an Iron Man / roguelike playthrough. So it will be like an account that the life of the account is dependent on you lot subscribing and keeping the stream going. Like, that's how it is. Like, the account ends in 2 ways. I achieve the goal, and I hit the Python Mark II PvP meta build, fully engineered, or the dude dies because the stream ends. Like there's only two options. Or obviously, if I die in the process, we restart. So if I'm flying to engineer the final component on the Python and I belly flop, crash, and explode, we restart. So I think it's an interesting idea. I don't think it's ever been done in Elite Dangerous before. I like to try and do things as a first. I'm partially thinking about this word. If anyone has any suggestions, please do chuck them over because I'm not fully thinking about it. I want to try bosom, but it's not on. It reuses the O twice. We already know the O doesn't go there. Buxom, though. I'm going to try buxom. That was bad because the B was already out of place, but oh well. We know the O isn't there. We know the U is in, and we know that M is happening. Is it another gumbo? Motherfuckers. Also, I didn't finish the science on all of the radicoidocytes. Like, I haven't flown to each one and proven that each one invokes the same time shift. Like, we should facetiously prove this while we're there. Like, it really isn't on to not prove that. Also, anyone on the Dark Wheel, did you see that? Did you see the background I had then? If you're watching and you saw that, GG's. There's a big theory going around in the independent Raxler Hunters about the Eye of Horus. And just coincidentally, I happen to have it tattooed on the back of my neck. It's quite funny. Yeah, it was. The word, if you want to know the word on Wordle, spoiler 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, was jumbo. Yeah, Maple. Not a long stream today. I've got some chores I need to deal with tonight. But the way it slows down like this. Okay. I might need some help at points. The most ideal situation for me to have today is for me to have some commanders available that can multi-crew in. Because when you multi-crew, you don't catch up with time. You can experience a different time. So you can be sat in the seat next to me, and you would see it's light, whereas for me it's day, etc. It's dark, etc. So that would be a way that we could test the whole. If you go somewhere, is there new shit that appears? Because that's what's so hard. Is like if I want to go from here to Tion Isla and see if the graveyard appears, I can do that. But if it doesn't explicitly appear, if I'm not immediately in the list, like, oh, wait, there's the Tierney's the graveyard, that's not normally there. It could be that there's some obscure fucking tourist beacon that's appeared that I just don't know the name of all the tourist beacons. Do you know what I mean? Well, you don't need to, unless you want to do some testing on the time shift, Maple. Right, time shifted vacuum Fargoid probe check. Also, we need to ditch the onion head. It's annoying me that we have a legal cargo. It's not good. So right now, Maple, I'm going to do this test, and then I'm going to go to Tierney's time shift. Well, via my fleet carrier. '07 Jasper. Mac lads. Never heard of them. What's that about?
Scan detected.
Thank you, Jasper. No, that still happens. I think that's. I don't think that's ever been a bug.
Flight assist on.
What I did think was that this would be different. I thought that it still makes its shutdown wave. Oh, what, the geezers on there? I think there is an amount of force they need to be pushing out at in order for you to go flying. So, like, it's not that you have to wait for them to proper stop and then go, and then you go up into the orbit. But it is odd. I know what you mean. I've seen the silica vents on HIP 87621, but I've never seen true geezers. True geezers. This is. I swear this is different. I swear the sounds it's making are different here than down there. I swear they are. Wait. These little peaks. Let's see if the heart's the same. Does the heart still make the little bleep 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 noise?
Cargo scoop deployed.
We don't have a Fargoid heart. Okay.
Flight assist on.
See how this gives off a red pulse? And the Fargoid probe gave off a green pulse. Also, why does it look like the orb fits in there? Does anyone else think a Guardian orb would fit in that hole of the link? Common noob mistake that I make. Forever doing that. What was it that had the yellow brightness at certain angles? Good morning, Cyberdammy. This isn't responding to our presence. Oh, the Fargoid pods. So just to be clear, that was tested last night, right? And you're saying when the Fargoid pod was there, it looked like it had... Ooh, I've never... Amazing! Oh, fucking hell, I can't see. There we go. Nearly broke it. That would have sucked.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Congratulations, Cyber. I'm well chuffed for that. There's other names of people I know in that system. This one, Eactend. Near Rendezvous Point. Yay! I witness you! I love that. I love that. You were like, oh, that sounds cool. I'll go there and I'll add my name to the list. And you fucking did. You fucking did. Oh, you take action. I like it. I like it. I like people that take action. Like, I love theory crafting. I love talking about our ideas. But you know what I love more than anything than that? Is a plan that we pursue together and then get results. And it might be that the results mean that we realise that our previous theory crafting was bollocks. That's fine. Like, that's good. I want to make progress towards understanding reality in a true sense, right? Flyby. I do already feel quite welcome, I'm not going to lie. It definitely feels like already the most productive conversations in this domain that I've been part of. Like, no one has said to me, let's do nothing because it looks like a bug, which is amazing. Like, oh my god. I can't believe how reductive people have become with this game. That they're just like, it looks a bit buggish, so I'm gonna do nothing. Alright, matey. Alright, mate. Yeah, we're not doing too bad, thanks, mate. We're deep in a controversy in Elite Dangerous at the moment. I am at the middle of this controversy. Why is there no Super Cruise Assist in this ship? What the fuck? Is this for real? Oh my god. What was I thinking? Ah, okay. Right, I'm not used to this anymore, okay? The machine normally does this. I'll do it. But I might need a second shot. Do we want some music? There's no music on YouTube, as usual. So you can play your own music over there, uninterrupted. Round in Twitch land, I like to play music. Well, so there's currently a massive deep space expedition happening in Elite Dangerous, which I was on, and I was doing really good in, and I was really enjoying. But in the same breath, I discovered how to time travel in this game in November, and I've been sat on it. Like, there's a few people in this community that knew about it, but we didn't really talk much about it because you just sound crazy when you try and explain it to people. But then when this expedition started, the group that are running the expedition are in cahoots with the developers, Frontier Developments. Like, they're working together. Like, to the degree that there's a website for the expedition that's in the style of the game. And at the bottom it says, like, Distant Worlds Free Organisation copyright. And if I'm like this, right, this is how I operate. If you Google Distant Worlds Free Organisation, you'll see it is a real thing. Like, it's a business that they've had to create to run this expedition. And there is a real contract between this organisation and Frontier. A real contract. Like, they have the legal right to use the Elite Dangerous franchise, assets, copyright in this expedition, but obviously that's a two-way street, and everything that they do is being checked by Frontier. So in the story of this expedition, they've launched some videos that make me have to just give up on the quest in the expedition and come back and investigate this. I can't not. Like, I'd be a mug if I didn't, because it, yeah. Did you say did not know? Let's get this party started. I'm only here for 4 hours, I'm afraid. It's a bit of a shorter party. Although it might be a more stimulating party in that I won't be as high. I've not been awake long. I don't know.
Docking accomplished. Ship is secure. Your ship has docked. Commander.
Thyroid heart, glaive tissue, productive membrane. Yeah, if you go to the Distant Worlds free YouTube, I will play it again because I love it. I love it. Just stay here and I'll play it for you if you don't mind. Because I would like to revisit it this morning, given that we're back on the search. So this is the story of how I discovered time travel is told in the video I uploaded yesterday. And I explain in that as well that the only reason I'm now banging the drum of this in the community, big time, is because on the launch of the Distant Worlds Free Expedition, I was sat in this live stream. And if you watch this live stream back, at about half an hour in, you see in the chat, I ask a question. I say, is the video from Jasmina Halsey official lore? And Yannix reads it and then is like, well, we'll have to wait and see about that. We can't comment. And then moves on. And in my opinion, that is a yes. Like, it's just a yes. That's all that is a cagey, like, I feel special that I'm talking to Frontier about the story and you're not. Do you know what I mean? So the thing to understand about this video, first things first, it's not AI slop, okay? The team of the DW3 organisers have an animator who fully animated this with their own facial recognition rig. They then used some software to change the voice to match what she should have. And other things I'd like to highlight, this logo in the background here is the official Elite Dangerous Federation logo. Fuck's sake. I don't leave anything open to interpretation or opinion, right? Like, what I try to do is base everything on the official stuff, right? So this is the official, like, this is the Elite Dangerous asset. This is what Frontier created. This is what the Federation logo is. These stars around this dude are. I don't know where this is meant to be. I assume so. Holy shit, have we ever looked into this? Anyway, so they've used that in this, which tells me that to me is a sign that this is clearly official lore, because they would not be able to use official copyrighted materials in stuff like this without permission. Now, it could be that they've just got permission to run this story and it's completely unrelated to what we're doing with the time travel. But you tell me what you think. I need to the loo. You can't hear her on YouTube because it's going out over the music channel, which you don't receive. Wait, what? No video audio on Twitch? Sorry, this is where, because sometimes I play music on YouTube and I can't broadcast music on YouTube, I have my browser set so it doesn't play audio on YouTube. No, you're cool, Mitty. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, if you're on YouTube, just go and watch it. I'll send the link now. If you're not, watch it with me. I'll be right back. So it is. We're in part of the story that's super similar. Wait, think. I have B and A backwards at end. You get the idea. Haha. Sorry. If in team and a time travel teammate A follows non-time travel teammate B to just above a permit line, and then A guides B to the surface, then B relogs, would this work? Fuck, that's an interesting question. That's a really interesting question. So essentially you make your coordinates be in the atmosphere of a permit locked system, and then when you relog into normal time, you would be on the other side of the permit lock. So for me, the just diverting back to this story. So she is the president in Battlestar Galactica, right? Like that's what's happening here. Like let's not fucking kind of, but it's way easier for me if you do that. If you just add me, I'm just Makashi. If I say yes, then if everyone in chat sends me their username, do you know what I mean? I have to type them all in. So it's much easier if viewers invite the streamer than the other way around. So I think that there's definitely something to this. Now, she mentioned time we might not have. Timeless bellies. There's a bit where it like changes, the tone of what she's saying changes, and it's like she's possessed and she's like, do not waste time, we must explore the timeless bellies of what was it, the place where the old meets the new as well. So that's where we're at basically. None of this bore any fruit whatsoever. Bringing stuff to the Radicoider seems to have had no impact at all on the items or the Radicoider. Now, there's one other thing to note. That's not where the Distant Worlds 3 stuff ends. So I've just offloaded them all. I'd recommend reading all this. It's really long, so I can't read it all out again. But the most recent one is really interesting, and it essentially involves Halsey meeting with Alicia Verdi, who is a clone of Salome, to the best of my knowledge. Let me just check. Okay, wait, where's her name? Beautiful. Thank you. Did you do both? Yeah, okay. Maybe you didn't? If not, that's good. I've accepted. If you now request the private group invite, it will just automatically let you in. So I want to go to Tia Isla because that's where she calls out. But I'm conscious that Tia Isla was like a... Wait, what? Have I just got Super Cruise Assist turned off? What a nerd. Oh my god, who even does that? To this, right? So there was apparently, like, part of the story of Distant Worlds 3 is as the Distant Worlds 3 flotilla arrived at Colonia, ahead of them, there was a large flotilla of Eridanus class Pilots Federation exploration cruisers bristling with long-range survey kit that did a survey of all the local systems, sold their data to Universal Cartographics. Jax intercepted their data because he's a badass cyborg dude. And he's saying that after these people doing this scanning, it caused loads of weird shit to start happening in Colonia. He says that if there's a common pattern that the people that are having half the ships here have bolted Guardian wake tat to their hulls. That's like the Guardian jumpers. And they see a lot of hybrids. I assume that means hybrids. Yeah, so where is her name? There it is. Are you doing the Meta Elite campaign, yeah? I'm afraid I was really interested in doing it, but due to the way the game runs at like 2 FPS when I do main screen capture, and there's no way to bake like overlays into the game, I didn't want to do it because I couldn't share the experience with the stream. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to be in a position where I'm sat here reading something that you lot can't see, and it's a really cool story, but you're just like experiencing it vicariously through what I speak. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like that goes well with the format of broadcasting. But definitely, if you are interested in, if you're on DW3, you should totally check out Meta Elite. All this stuff here is running through the game, so like you can experience this story by going to the Jack Station bar and like talking, like going up to an NPC and typing in chat like a specific message, and then the NPC will reply to you through Meta Elite. It's so Alicia Verdi is allegedly in the DW3 fleet with Halsey now, and they're making their way to Rendezvous Point today as we speak. And the main things that they discuss here are that, as I say, there is a correlation between the anomalies that this storyline is indicating are happening and Guardian technology, which was why yesterday when I rushed back, the goal was to test any of these data points there to see if there is an implicit link. I don't know if there is. It could be that these things aren't linked. Okay, we've got to state that. It could be that the time travel component of the Radicoida is completely unrelated to what's happening across the galaxy at large with this deeper storyline. I'm very skeptical of that. I just want to name that that is the case, and that is the truest reality right now. The truest reality is they're separate, I think. Is that fair to say? They all launched at the same time. Maybe it's not fair to say. I swear in Premonition there's a chapter that's like Alicia, it's from Salome's perspective when she's realizing that she's a clone of Rebecca and that there's other clones out there. And then I swear there's a description where she starts comparing herself to Alicia, and then she's like, I'm not going to think about this anymore, and she just gets on with it. I could, like, I haven't read it in about 5-6 years, so I That could be my brain connecting two things. It could be that there's a chapter about her working out about Rebecca. What I know is Salome is a clone, right? And Rebecca, the original explorer that discovered the Fargoids, was cloned, and who works for the club but betrayed them, got herself cloned or was cloned, and that kid is Salome, right? That's... So here they talk about issues with engineered wake scanners. There's an incident at the end. They also mention do not underestimate the power of myth, and the biggest myth is Raxler, right? Like I don't know. So here, then a pilot called Alistair Brodie flying an Eagle with an engineered wake scanner pinged a comm. Operations, you want this? Wake scanner just picked up something crossband echo at 15 cycles. Same miss. It's faint, but it is there. I don't know what 15 cycles refers to, but they keep mentioning the number 15 within this. So what was mental yesterday was in response to reading this and then running back to the bubble, the first test we did was testing wakes. And the first test we did, where I jumped into the system, met with Rosen, who was time shifted, but we joined in a team to drop out into the same instance. Then he left the team and low waked, and it was just fine. Then we re-instanced again. I can't remember if we had to do a team again to do that. I think, no, what we agreed was we would just fly to the asteroid base and drop out there, and it would drop us out together in an instance. From there, he high-waked, and I could not resolve the high-wake. Like, I don't know if anyone would mind going back into the VOD and clipping it. I haven't done that yet, but I was scanning it, and it would just complete, and then it would just say it couldn't collect the data, like as if it was trying to get like a data mined wake exception, but I was full. And then the wake would just remain as wake need to scan, and then I'd do it again, and it would no error, no completion. It was just I could repeatedly scan it and not resolve it. So at first it looked like when you're time shifted, you leave unresolvable wakes, but then every iteration of the test after then failed to reproduce that outcome. Every single other high wake we tested, I could scan it and follow it. What is interesting is you can sit behind them, watch them charge their FSD and jump forwards, scan the wake, but because your skybox is different, because all the planets are in a different location for you, when you target the wake, the thing's off in the middle of nowhere, and you have to move your ship completely to jump to it. But then when you complete the jump, you instance with them, and you are in the system with them, and you see them there. So there is definitely some fuckiness going on there. We didn't fully eliminate all variables, I feel, in order to be able to confidently state what was happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. But I feel like this is an angle. Now, it could just... I don't spend much time in the wake scanner either. It could just be that that's a bug with the wake scanner, right? So we shouldn't read into any particular thing too hard. But Hermione's reply was a heartbeat. Brodie, didn't know you were there. Tag, stamp, push, raw. Repeat, sweep. Oh, well, as well, it did look like that, didn't it? It did look like once the jump started, the ship started, like, just going off into the middle of nowhere. I did... Yeah, which would make sense to a degree. If what it's trying to do is show... If what that... At that point, at that cut-off, if what happens is that my game knows it has to show a Mandalay flying off towards where that star is, right? From the location that it was at to where the star is, it would make sense that rather than just going forward, it goes woo off to the side. But it, yeah, And it says here, Halsey stood very still in the cloud and imagined a lattice pulled like a net over a town. So, and then this bit here, right? Let's see where the nice Pilots Federation cruiser went sightseeing. Jack said north, and DSSA is involved, so give them a call. And send the wake scans home to Lyra. See what she can figure out. She still has all the Guardian data from that engineer. See if it sings out of tune. Now, this bit here is what is fucking with me, because I am convinced that we are seeing clearer spectrographic signals in the time-shifted Guardian relics compared to the current time. Like, it's just such a pain in the arse to evidence it. And the last tests we did last night, nah, it's not. It's not something that's in the game. You're good. It's this. So this is where Jax is saying that it's only once this Eridanus class Pilots Federation exploration cruiser. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bowl. I'm getting excited. It's when that came through that all this started. Like within this storyline that they're running through DW3. But my opinion on this is Frontier would not invest this much effort into supporting a player-led initiative, including hosting community goals. And there is two currently. Let's be clear. Right this second, all the evidence shows Frontier have two concurrent storylines involving the player base happening at once. Right? Like, there's two. There's the whole question of what's happening with the Radicoiders, and then there's how they're helping and supporting the DW3. And I would say a closed mind would believe that they're unconnected. That you would say they're just trying to make their game as successful as possible, and so they need more than one story. I don't know if I agree. I think they are connected. I think there's one story playing out, and that one angle of that story, I think the fundamental thing that we're talking about here is witch space, and the issue that Halsey was just talking about in witch space. I think that one symptom of that issue is the Radicoider. I think that the Radicoider blossoming in space-time is a big problem. I think it's one of the, like, I think that when we fix the problem with space-time, the Radicoider would no longer be visible to us. They would go back to being in the correct place. I don't have any evidence for this. This is just my theory. So what do you all think? Do you think it's two stories? Or do you think... I mean, you said agreed, two stories, and then I instantly sort of... Fair, yeah. So that's where I feel like if FDev wanted to give DW3 enough leash that they could run with their own storyline, but constrain them enough that they... Like, here's how I would structure this, right? If I was the Frontier community manager that had to have this conversation with Andrew Gasper and Camsel and all of the leaders of DW3, I would have said to them, we're happy for you to build a story and use your new tool, Meta Elite. We'll endorse it. We'll let you do it. But you have to have access to our previous writers that we've got contracts with that have read all of the background documents and know the bigger picture of the story. And if they will have full editorial control over whatever you publish, and essentially it'll be on their reputation with us. That's how I would manage it. So I'd reach out to Drew Wager and I'd say to him, look, we know things went bad in the past. We're happy for you to birth some of your character arcs and story arcs and stuff in the lore. Everyone benefits from that. But because so Drew Reagan knows the truth of Raxxla, right? Like, he's read it. He knows what it is. He just knows what it is. He'll play it down and he won't outright say it. But if you look at what he said in the past, he has read the writer's journal and he has explicitly stated that Raxxla is a part of that and they're not allowed to touch it. He's read what Raxxla is. He knows what Raxxla is. Never speak to Drew Wager about Raxxla because he can't, in good faith, have a productive conversation about it. But yeah, he knows what it is. The question is, what other people in these leadership roles of these groups actually know what it is? Well, the one thing I would say is the silence from the leadership of the DW3. Like, when you think I'm in the core, right? Like, I'm in core. There's not that many people in it. There's like 40 people that are active in the core server. 10 of them are the leaders of DW3. I'm messaging in there all the time. Not a single one of them has responded a single thing. The only people that reply to me are people that aren't directly in the leadership of DW3, but are still in the leadership of Core. And it's, I'm just like, I'm personally convinced that they just can't talk about it because I think I'm really close. I'm probably off in certain details, but I think we're really close to the core of this mystery, and I love it. I love it. I want to crack it before the official storyline comes out. So we can be like, we were there first. This is where you should be if you want to investigate these mysteries. Now, we're going to find Raxxla, okay? So, I'm currently time traveled, and Maple Bacon is nearby. We have teams to build. We'll build teams just so that we can see each other. Let me check I'm time traveled. Can we redo the high wake test? That's new. Well, so that's the one thing, is clearly this is all tying into operations, right? So it could be that when Halsey says we need to go a place where the old meets the new, it could be that what's going to happen with operations, this is my current prediction, is with the operations feature, there's going to be a new technology made available to humanity where we have the opportunity to leverage its time travel capability to revert back to specific points in time. So we'll be able to essentially, and it might even be as extreme, potentially, I don't know this, but it might give us the opportunity to do things like create save points in our expeditions. Like when we're traveling in deep space, we might even be able to have like a certain number of beacons that when we deploy the beacon, even if we blow up, we can just reload back at that point in our trip and not lose our exploration data for up till there. Like, this is just me running forwards with how could this benefit like the whole game? Do you know what I mean? This concept of being able to revert back to a point in time. And it's with the operations, the biggest issue that they're going to have with that feature is, so what they've said about operations is it's going to be kind of like Arena or CQC, where you can just go into the game mode and just play with your friends no matter where you are. So you could be in the middle of DW3 over at Beagle Point, and I could be back in the bubble, and we could just do an operation together, and we could just spend half an hour playing Elite Dangerous together directly, without having all the rigmarole of, oh, I'll meet you here and we'll get in an instance. But what it won't change, unless they build a new architecture that has game servers, it won't change the peer-to-peer nature of how we connect to each other. And all the time that exists, you're going to have issues where connections get broken and people, like halfway through the mission, someone just gets kicked. And they need to resolve that from a gameplay perspective, right? They need to resolve, if someone just gets kicked from the instance, what does that mean from a narrative perspective? Like, how do they justify that happening? And that's where I feel like they'll say there's some sort of problem in which space. And so while we've got this technology to revert back to a point in time, sometimes there's just a freak anomaly and you just get reverted back inadvertently. Like, I think that that's what's happening. I think that, like, they're using the limitations of the architecture that they've built as narrative mechanisms within the story of the game.
Thus you shall live long and prosper.
07 Frosty. We are time travelled. And I think that's why I think it's so beautiful, and that's why I think it's a feature and not a bug, because it is such an elegant solution to that problem. Like I've often been saying, if they don't fix the instance in Elite Dangerous for operations, it will be dead on arrival. How did you explode, Maple? Exactly, Jasper. Exactly. So what if they do add the ability for us to just go back and you can just fight in the Titan War again? Yeah, so that's how ops will work. And the suggestion so far is that the original ops missions are going to be in the old generation ships, expanding on the stories within them. So that's I don't know anything for sure. I don't speak to any elite partners. I'm not privy to any information from them, like other than what gets mentioned in the chat. Third party.
Subscribe will be terminated.
General Damar, thank you. It'd be nice to be able to do active spy site, yeah. Or go back and save the Guardian. So we don't know, but right now we know it's not millions of years that we don't know it's not millions of years, to be fair. The problem with using orbits as a clock, and this is something you might be able to help with, or anyone in chat, if you're listening, please do know we need a better astronomical clock. Like, we can use Sol and it helps to a degree, but we need a system that literally is an astronomical clock. Now, I hoped that the system Cronus would be useful for this, because it's named after the god of time. And I think it might be, but I'll be honest, my brain just can't fucking cope with it right now. There's too much going on. So I need someone that's willing to own that problem of just finding an astronomical clock. The reason I think this is good is the duration of the orbits. So this orbits every 3 years, nearly exactly. And I think that the harmony of these orbits, the way that they're always opposite each other, I think that is super useful. You normally have this on a clock. You have a microseconds clock. And I think that this is actually meant to be used as an astronomical clock. I haven't put the brain cycles into breaking it down yet. And to be honest, there's so many problems in this problem space that anyone else taking on an issue would be really useful. Went into the controls menu while auto launching. Okay, so you're not time traveled anymore. I am, though. So if you want to come to me, or I'd like to do another wake scan test. So if you've got an engineered wake scanner, ideally you'd have multiple. Well, so yeah, I mean, Kronos is the Greek god of time, and the system Kronos is named after that god. Isn't it? Or is that the Roman? There's a Horus system as well. Everyone was talking in the independent Raxler Hunters about the Eye of Horus. But yeah, all of the gods are present. Zeus. No Hercules. But Heracles is, which is the actual name of Hercules. Obviously, we know Mars is in the game. There's both Mars the system. Wait. No, there's not a system called Mars. Wait, what? That's showing Mars as a system, but it goes to Sol. Yeah? You're seeing this, right? There's Mars the planet in Sol, and there is Mars the system. Okay. That must just be a bug then. I don't know. That's weird. Does that happen in your ones as well? Nice. Do you have wake scanners, Maple? Like, we don't know what engineering. Yeah, I think you're right, Cyberdummy. It does, but it's odd. I guess in what it is you can click. What's weird about that UI? It's where I think it's where I've got the advanced stuff on. Let me just turn it back to normal. So if I search for Mars, I would expect clicking this to load the Sol system map. AO Rosen, '07. I agree, Crazy, yeah. Well, but Maple, it seems to, like, based on the law from DW3, they mention that it's an engineered wake scanner. So if you don't have any, it's fine. Like, just say, and I have loads, so you just need to mention it, and I'll just switch ships, and you can be the time-travelled one. Like, it's not a problem. It's all good, bruh. Thanks, Hammerlam. So I'm going to go and get my big bottle of water and take my glass stuff down, or my cutlery and that down, so that it's in the sink. Let's put some background on. I'll be right back. Yeah, I am a member of a Discord server that's a group of streamers called It's Only Pixels. So that's where I run everything through. Rosenkrantz, you went to the module blueprint place. Any info? See, what I'm questioning as well is what if it's explicitly the expanded arc one? They mentioned 15, didn't they? 15. And what angle does it end up at when you engineer that? So it could be that we need to engineer our frameshift wake scanner in a way where the max angle remains 15 degrees, because they mentioned the number 15, and that's the only area related to wake scanners that I'm aware of, the number 15 being repeatedly the case. Like, every wake scanner has a max angle scan of 15 degrees by default. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. Good shout. So a shielded frameshift wake scanner or reinforced, long range nerfs the scan angle, so it looks like so it looks like fast scan, any of them other than long range or wide angle. Commander Rochester in the Independent Raxel Hunters 07. The default scan angle is 15 degrees. And I'm literally just laterally picking that from this lore over here, right? So this is... So in this most recent thing released yesterday, they talk about... Alistair Brodie flying an Eagle with an engineered wake scanner. Now, most of this sentence is bollocks, right? Wake scanner just picked up something. Crossband echo at 15 cycles. Same miss. It is faint, but it is there. Now, I would describe what I experienced yesterday when I was trying to scan Rosen's wake and it wasn't resolving, I would describe that as a miss. Like, it was like my frameshift wake scanner was missing. It was completing and then just not getting any information back. But we can't reproduce it. So I don't know if there's specifics about what we did then that we're not then reproducing after the fact. Really? So you don't feel the sound is... Well, it'd be cool if you could, if you're going to kill Goids, do you mind hitting up the Pleiades sector and checking this Guardian Fargoid site that was just shared? So bear with me, I'll... So if you look at that issue, Rosen, if you can time shift and then go and check that place and see if it's any different. Can you imagine if you go there and now, like, the interceptor is blue rather than green and red or something, and it, like, when you're time shifted, it's like a Fargoid drone that's been overtaken by the oh, who knows. Anyway, I do love to run with an idea sometimes, just for the fun of it. So, like I say, Maple, if you want to join the Discord, I've got a channel to chat in. Like, I have it all set up. You just need to join it. Ah, fuck's sake. Forever knocking over this vape. So we need... Nice one, Maple. I would love to get... I'll show you it. What I would love to get at some point. I'll if this stream gets to the point where financially it pays for my life, then I'll talk about having a wish list of nice things I'd like to have. And this is one of them. So this is the manufacturer of the vape I have, and I do highly rate them. They're the inventors of the Volcano. They have a bit... Some people hate them because they're like the mainstream, right? And they're like in... So the Plenty is like a fucking gas pump, like a petrol pump. Mains only. So I'm permanently banned. I can never contribute to conversations in the UK medicinal cannabis subreddit, right? Because I posted a post talking about... So this vape was like bought through a prescription, right? Like as in, I was with a clinic and they said lawfully we're prescribing that you access this flower only through a medical grade vaporizer. Follow this URL. There's a list of them that are approved by us, and when you do it through us, we'll send it to you in a way where it is a medical device, and it's got, like, on the label on the back, it's got an MD tag, which from what I've ever researched, that's the same tag that's on things like asthma pumps or ventilators or, like, you know, consumable health-based tools that people use that the need protections around them so that if anyone ever deprives you of it, it's like the reason it's bad is because it's listed as in that group of things. And so but every other conversation I've seen on that subreddit just talks about buying whatever you fancy on the consumer market. So my question in the post was, can someone explain to me why you're doing that when there are like subsets of these products that have allegedly been tested and have this MD tag? And so I should state that it didn't mention that stuff when I ordered it. It was when I went to the Victorious Festival in Portsmouth and I handed myself into like the drugs tent and said, I've got cannabis in the bag, but it's medicinal, can you check it all? And they checked it and said, yeah, go in. And then there was two police people, and one of them said to me, if anyone gives you trouble, come and find us and we'll make sure they're dealt with, which was amazing. Like, the police protecting my consumption of cannabis. And then they also said it's good that your device has the MD tag, because that means, from my perspective, I can't take it off you. It would be like taking an asthma pump away from a person having an asthma attack. Like, that was what the officer told me, right? So I'm just literally repeating what I've experienced, which was that I was given a prescription to buy this at VAT free, and then at a festival where I'd been approved to use what is for everyone else there an illegal drug in public, the officer told me that, and I got nothing but like the most aggressive, vitriolic responses saying, you don't know what you're talking about, this is all bullshit, any user can use anything to consume it as long as it's a vaporizer. Like, it was mental. And I was just saying to people, like, I don't understand why you're so passionate about this. Like, I just was innocently, and I regaled that story back to people about like how I found it out, and then they're just like, the police know nothing, half of them still think it's illegal, full stop, and all that. And I'm just like, wow, okay. And then they banned me. They deleted the post and then messaged me and said, you can never speak here again. I don't get Reddit. I don't get it. I don't post there anymore. I won't post there anymore. I'll comment on people's posts, and I'll try to be the helpful person that I always am. does, doesn't it? Nice one, Maple. You see my... So I have a section, a category on the left that's Makashi. I'm sorry, Hammerland, that might be my fault, because for so long I allowed you to just use that offensive language in chat, like, very wantonly. I think you called me a nonce daily for quite a long time.
Goodbye, Commander. We hope to see you.
It's true. It's true. I'm glad we've refined your tomfoolery. The bants must never cease. So, Maple, what's your sitch? Are you joining the call? You won't be broadcast, by the way. Oh, at least, hang on. Maybe that's not true. Let me check. Oh, you will be broadcast. Yeah. Well, so I'm learning now when to ban myself from stuff, which is good. What's happened, Maple? Why are you now blowing up again? What? Have you done the rules? Have you accepted the rules? It's a bit worrying that you've blown up twice getting off the launch pad, bruh. Are you in a place to do this testing? It's a valid question, I mean.
That's because I'm a nana.
Hey, hello.
No, it was because I was out of the game while I was.
Oh, yeah, you're all good. You're all good. You're here. You're here now. There is a person.
Yep, a name to the weird way of writing.
How are you doing?
Right, I'm all right. I've got. Oh, I got in trouble. I got two choices. I've got my 932 Eagle, or I've got my gorgeous Mandalay.
So it would be interesting to get a wake scanner on an Eagle just to match what's mentioned in that thing, just in case. Do you know what I mean? Just in case what we need to do is match what they've mentioned, and then me do a jump time shifted, and you be not time shifted, and then try to scan it. Like, if I don't know, are you good to share your screen through Discord?
Of course. If my machine will handle it, yes. Let me shut down other bits and bobs.
Yeah, no worries.
And it should. I mean, I haven't exactly got the best machine in the universe, but
No worries.
I will share. Hang fire a moment. There you go.
Sweet.
I'm in the penitentiary. I'm in trouble.
Oh no.
I was thinking something before, and I wasn't sure what you'd think, but have you... That was why I asked how fast your Mandalay is. Have you seen it from the outside perspective of the time shift?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah. Have you not seen the clips? I'll quickly get some of them on screen while
I'm after. I shall refrain from my normal language.
No, you're clear. Be yourself. It's all good.
Because I've put in the system in 87621, I've got my Eagle there. That's why I thought about the Eagle. Yes, come on, you dafty.
You see the stream as well?
I will do when I switch over to my phone, when I get my phone back on. Catch up. There we go, I can see.
This is Caspian.
Where? Yep.
pretty dramatic. Like, we got it... Did we get it on foot last night? I think we did, didn't we? I think we got
I
it
think
on
you
foot.
did.
I
You
didn't
did
get
catch.
I didn't get the exact footage I wanted. What I wanted was the footage of me side on, just running, and then as I jump, and then I do the jetpack, then it like shifts. But I just couldn't find the exact line of
Yeah.
where it shifts on foot. It is not as deterministic on foot. It feels more like there's a fuzzy boundary where you have to be closer to invoke it than you do.
Yeah.
You need to, and then like they're separate lines almost. Like the de-instance, and then relog in that position in order to log in normal time, is further away than the line where you transition into it. But that's not true in vehicles by the looks of things. In vehicles it seems to, or maybe it is, it's just so easy to cross it. Like maybe it's only 150 meters, but on foot that sucks and it takes like 20 seconds. Whereas in the vehicle you're just like, and it just instantly shoots forward, isn't it?
Right, let's see. Where are we?
So right now, you are
Carriers.
you're not time shifted.
No,
You're in a Mandalay, and does that Mandalay have a wake scanner?
it does indeed.
Is that an engineered wake scanner?
It is.
What engineering does that wake scanner have on it?
It has long range. Go on, I'll tell you.
Shit, okay. That's not the right one, I think. We can try.
What do you need?
I had long range on mine when I invoked the issue yesterday. So it isn't a dead cert that it's wrong. Should we go to the nav beacon?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You are wanted here though, right? You're an enemy. Should we go to an
I am an enemy.
unexplored place? Should we go
Go
to
for it, lead the way.
7621?
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, it'd be easier there.
Let's go to neutral ground.
It's because I'm Yuri Grom, that's all.
Yeah. Join the glory of Ranavantau. It's funny how you can like have quite a nuance if you choose to engage power play in that like domain where you view it as political. You can have quite a nuanced statement as your power play person.
Yeah, you can. I mean, to be fair, when they did the PP2, or 2.0 if you will, I think they messed it up. I mean, like I was saying, there was the thing, it's just like, it was easier before than doing all the little side quests, if you want to call them that. Right.
Wait, has my ship got a German... Hang on.
That's me.
It is you. Oh, okay.
That's me.
We're both in Mandalays, that's also, it was similar sounds. I've muted your stream now for now. Yeah, there we go. I was like, hang on, what? Yeah. Okay, so... We're here. Should we go to the asteroid base? So you... ideally, we would have... So this is pure tinfoilery, and we should definitely just do this test straight now anyway. We'll go to Exogene Sciences. If we drop team now, I'll do so.
Yep.
But we should stay together. Yeah, you still see me, right?
Yeah, you're still in system, yeah.
Yeah, nice. So we're instanced, but in different times. Ignore where I'm going, because it won't make sense for you. Just go to Exogene Sciences. Or is it roughly in a similar spot?
No, you're still in the same spot. I'm just...
Oh no, but yeah,
now.
so you go into Exogene now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going off to the left for me, right? Like we're going to different places.
You were just at the side of me, now you're ahead of me.
What? On my map, you're back to the left.
On mine, you're in front.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you just moved then. You just teleported on my screen.
I've got you to my left now. Oh, this game.
It's mad, isn't it?
I mean, I'm embarrassed. I'd be super embarrassed to show you my game time.
I'm only on like 1800, I think.
Yeah, I'll show you. Sack it. I got. Let me go to my codex. There you go. 45 weeks, 6 days, 4 hours, 4 minutes.
Okay. That's fine. 45 weeks. That's nice. I bet you've seen some things, done some stuff.
Well, for years, I was in a squadron called Fear, and
Okay.
I was the engineer for the squadron because I do all the stupid builds.
Nice.
All the squadron used to come to me and say, "Jim, make a build out of this." It's like, okay, give me 20 minutes. Tell me what weapons you want. Tell me the weapons you want to use. I had a rule: I would never pick people's weapons for them. They had to do that.
Okay. Yeah, because the weapons dictate a lot of the ship and how it flies and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't they? So.
Yeah. So say if they came to me and said, "Look, can you build me an indestructible?" I've got to, at the minute I've got an almost indestructible Caspian.
Yeah, and this is does that use the funny hull? The hull.
Yes, I've tinkered with it because for a long time I used the what's it called? Mirrored, not mirrored. I use mirrored now.
Okay.
Because you can overlap with mirrored. I used to use the force and kinetic resistance. Why are you flying me into? Don't fly me into a rock.
Would we not instanced?
Are we not?
I guess not.
Oh. No, we're not. Oh, bugger.
It's alright. I'll go off. Yeah, if you dock,
Say what I'll do.
I should have docked.
Yeah. I'll dock, switch over to my Eagle, and grab my grab the wake scanner. Oh no, I've just seen you. You're in. We're in the same.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you just popped up.
I must have
Let
just
me
been too cold.
increase my sensor range.
Damn it. Okay, well.
Are you running cold? Ah, okay.
Well, just a man delay it's got some engineering, so. Oh,
I'm on pad 15. At least I've not got. Is there a pad 40 on there? How did you? Oh no! How did you crash?
Just turn in super cruise.
Ah, right. Let's switch over to my
Do we super cruise back? Probably.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago I put out a post on one of the Elite Dangerous channel pages, and I asked people for their game hours, and I kid you not, there was a bloke in there. He must have been, I have no idea, but he's got 22,000 hours in the game.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. My brain was like, mate, that's some serious dedication. Ooh, where's me other fake tank? There it is.
Where's mine? 13 weeks. 4 days. Autobaba.
13. Ah, that's still good. I mean, that was why
It's
I
a
said
life.
earlier. That's why I said earlier. I know this is going to sound really bad, but when you were talking about what Yamik said about what you were doing, my brain, I couldn't help myself. I just put, yeah, don't listen to him.
Attention. Reduce speed to 100. Access
Ooh,
granted.
the
Adjust
message is
heading
messaging
for
me now.
approach to pad 07.
So I'll come and land. Hopefully if I relog will instance. I don't see you.
Landing complete. Docking restraints.
Let's get my scanner back
Enjoy
on.
your visit, Commander.
This current one I'm doing at the minute, I know the current max speed in the game is 932. I'm still trying to beat it.
Is it? But it is physically impossible, right? Like they've.
I think it could be.
Because they
I
just
think it could be.
make the ships have a base speed that's there. Do you know what I mean? There are multipliers you can apply to it, but those
Yeah.
multipliers are all deterministic. There's no. So
Oh,
ultimately,
shit.
they decide like what the max speed is.
I remember I was sat in Shin and I was building it, and I asked for anyone if they had the Blue Comet, you know, because of the Viper Mark III build.
I think that's what I've got. Yeah.
But no one seemed to have one. So I built the Eagle into the max speed. Well, I've just dropped 10 because of the weight scanner. Right, you're above me now, apparently. I see you. Oh no. Oh god, that thing is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, Jasper's there. Okay, GG's. 07
That
sanity
thing-
is overrated.
That thing is gorgeous.
Let's see if I've instanced now. Yes.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you're in.
I've relogged though, so I need to go and time travel. None of us are time traveled right now. Is that true, or
Yep, nope, I've not been to the system.
is Jasper time traveled?
He's showing up for me. He's quite smooth.
Attracted.
For me, Jasper is in the station. Jasper is time traveled. Okay,
Ah, okay.
Jasper, if you come out to Maple Bacon in the ribbed tickler,
I've got worse names.
and he will scan your wake.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you. You ready for a bit of a giggle?
Sure.
Just let me spin round then.
Oh right, I was just
What?
going time travel.
Fly off.
Where are you going? What do we want to do?
Just to give you a bit of a laugh. Let's see how fast this thing is. It's disgusting. This ship was fantastic. Right, let's go back to the
Until
lock
next time, Commander.
throttles overreaching.
Your good sanity is overrated. Maybe I do know Ash. Depends.
I'm locked onto Jasper now.
Which Ash? I know of 2 Ashes. Boop, boop, boop. Where to go? Let's go to the nearest site. Oh my gosh. Ah, turn. Where's the moon?
Just wait on Jasper to jump and then I'm all good. Oh, power limit exceeded. Deactivated it. Give me my power back. It's overpowered me, little bugger.
Oh right, sanity. No, don't know Astro Train. Astro Train.
Let me dock.
You're right.
Orbital flight.
Thank you. Dock.
Oh shit.
I'm a dafty. I forgot to put my other power plant on.
I'm not gonna have that speed. Wait, can you not just turn other stuff off, or you literally not have the power?
It shuts everything off. Just wait for Q and then it's alright, I'll do it with my mandala. My mandala's fast anyway. So if you get time travelled and then
Yeah.
I can wake, and then I can wake scan the pair of you to see what.
If you can hold, Jasper, or did you go? Of course you went. Yeah. If you come back, we can do both. Make sure there's no difference between Caspian and Mandy.
Yeah. If I can do you both of you at the same time, it's a lot easier.
Yeah. Have you got a fast scan, or have you only got long range?
It's long range, but it is quick.
It's the double engineered one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I hope no one else can see my screen because it's quite laggy.
No,
Well, it will be.
I need to stand. 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 Okay, Jasper, so do you have fast scan only? Let's do the multi-test then, if you don't mind. If we can do a test where, so you come back here to Exo Gene Sciences, hopefully we all instance. And so, well, remain time skipped for now. We'll do the long range wake scan on Maple Bacon's situation.
Yep.
And then on both of our wakes, and then we'll return,
Welcome to this independent
and then
station,
we can
Commander.
do.
Please fly safely during arrival and departure.
You can come back, dock, relog. Then we can do the fast scan on me and him, right? So then you'll be
Yep.
doing a fast scan on a normal time person and me. And what would be good is if we agree on the system we're jumping to. If we jump back to my fleet carrier, Maple,
Yep.
then Jasper would also visibly see like us fly off in different directions to jump
Yeah.
to the same place, which would be good footage, Jasper, if you can either join the Discord or record it.
Mind you, I did see a video of someone doing the pure neutron highway jumping. That was pretty impressive. That.
Yeah, we do a lot of that in. I just did 45k, 45,000 light years yesterday in the Caspian.
The what's it called? The trip out that way is quite nice. I mean, obviously everyone has to do the pilgrimage to Sagittarius there, you know. it's kind of in the rules. And also if you're a new player, you've got to go to Hutton Orbital. It's
Wait, Jasper, what's up? You're confused? So remain time skipped right now with me.
come on, you stupid thing, hurry up.
No, not right now, Jasper. We'll remain time skipped together. We'll both jump to ideally the same place. And what we'll see on Maple's screen is us both just fly off together and schedule our jumps and jump. And then he will wake scan our 2 wakes and see if it works. And we'll get that data point of a long range wake scanner. So an engineered wake scanner in the long range spectrum, that reduces the scan angle from 15 degrees down to 10.
Yeah.
So, in fact, this is a double engineered one. So the fast scan doesn't change the scan. Oh no, that also reduces the scan angle, doesn't it? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the fast scan does. I think that's what I checked. So it's, yeah, because it's fast scan or any of the shielded and that you can have on it that mean it is an engineered wake scanner, but it's still got the 15 degrees scan angle. And I think that's what they might be hinting at with the mention of the number 15. I don't know. Like, of all the things that they choose to include in that law, in that sentence, they mention engineered wake scanners and they mention a number 15, which all wake scanners by default have a scan angle of 15 degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, I'm on Jasper now.
Yeah, we can go wherever. I don't mind. We can go there. So if we both lock our jumps to there.
Looks like I'm gonna have to take apart my joystick tonight and clean it through.
So I'm aiming at that jump, Jasper. Surely you aren't. If you're, are you time traveling? Yeah. There we go.
I'll do a 1 and then a 2. So I'll lock onto Jasper now because he's further ahead.
I'm going.
Well, whoever jumps first gets the first scan.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, it's wrong.
Sanity.
It's not the front. Got yours. I'm gonna get Jasper's now.
Fuel scooping complete.
And you scanned and resolved, and that it lets you.
Yeah,
Okay.
atypical.
So that was fine.
And contacts
Yeah.
was
Coal sector.
yeah.
Yeah.
Z.
That's cool.
Is that ZI? Yeah. Oh, actually, I might need to back off from Jasper. I might be messing with his field. Oop, dump.
So that worked
Yep.
fine. So we are time
absolutely fine.
shifted to you. So right now, if you now target that, like just target that wake, and then go to look forwards, you see like how if you cue the jump, you won't actually need to fly forwards. You'll need to fly to a different direction, like to
Yeah.
go there, because it isn't there for you. It's in a different place because you're not time skipped.
Okay, let me lock on.
But if you just
that?
now, have you ever followed a wake? Do you know how to do it? If you just like now that you've got it selected and you know where it goes, yeah, retract your hard points. Just press jump.
There we go.
Yeah, so you see it's up
there.
there for you, so it's moved. Unless that makes sense based on the direction.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
went.
yeah.
But you haven't been
I
down
mean-
to the site, have you?
No.
Have you checked Sol just to make sure you haven't time skipped by being near us?
I can check.
If you could, yeah. Hopefully Yeah, I'm definitely time skipped. That's perfect, Crazy. That is the perfect eagle. It's how an eagle should be.
Oh, I need the other orientation, don't I?
The orrery, yeah.
Oh, come on, don't take the mic.
It just takes a sec, yeah. It's re-rendering the whole game at a new time.
Don't mess about. I think my game's just froze up.
I think you can do it. It can do it.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
just time traveling.
Let's do that again. Oh,
Well, no, it shouldn't be time traveling, should it? We'll see. We'll see what Sitch is.
new system. And then zoom in. Okay.
If you go into the central planets to see, it looks fine, but just to check, you should have the triangle where Earth is in the top left. Zoom in. Yeah. So
There
you're
you
in
go.
normal time. I'm coming back to the asteroid base now.
Okay.
So now, Jasper, if you come back to the asteroid base and dock and relog, then you're gonna wake scan both of our scans. Me and Maple will jump to the same location, but you'll see us go off in different spots, and then see if you can resolve the scans. So this is a time-skipped ship with engineered wakes. No, a non-time-skipped ship scanning a normal wake and a time-skipped wake. There's so many tests to do. And we still haven't even gotten into the question of, are there other places that could have invoked time skips in the past? Other things that we do that can invoke time skips that we've never noticed?
Yeah, Fox, eh?
Lurgan Peterson, Mike Alpha 2.
Yeah, Fox.
To the station at
Yeah.
speed and mindful of other pilots.
I know, buddy. The dogs come over for a fuss. There's no
Nice.
puppy boy. There's no
They know.
puppy. Not puppy. You're very tired, man. Just do it. They'll be back soon. They'll be back in 3 hours. In 2 hours. And you'll be happy.
Cyber Dummy, I think Guardian beacons have been tested. I can't remember in chat who said. It would
I
be
know you
good to
tested
have
hearts.
Yeah, well, it was the question of going to a Guardian beacon while time skipped, but I believe someone did that and there was no noticeable difference. Someone else suggested the test, which is really interesting, of what happens at a Fargoid site when you physically visit together, but are in different times. So where one player is in the real time and the other player is in the future time, you get there together, so you're in the same instance.
I do have a site bookmarked. A Thargoid site. I think. Let me check.
Problem with a lot of the sites, I mean, we'll carry on with this science for now, but yeah, there's lots of other tests to do that are interesting. I need to go at about 3:30, so I don't have as long today, but I'm definitely up for trying at least one of them together if you're down.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Bit
yeah,
confused
Commander
one now.
Rosen, that's a good shout about the ship-launched fighter module blueprint sites that require the key. I've got the key. It is a trek to get to them, although like you say, after the... I mean, I've tried Alpha, Beta, Gamma and Bear normal sites. We've tried the module blueprint sites together, and I don't know, I feel like there is a crispness to the audio of Guardian beacons in time skip compared to normal, but it could be not. It could be just Discord, and it's really painful to commit to doing the full scientific test where you time like the evidence yesterday where I was outside the boundary and I dropped all the things and then I listened to them, and then I went inside the boundary and then I dropped all the things and I listened to them. That matches what Rosen said today. There was no obvious difference, not an obvious difference. There was definitely a question though of, if we get all the Guardian things together, do they sing a song? Like,
Do they resonate off each other?
yeah, it definitely sounds like they are all offering different parts of a situation.
What gets me is the color of the plants themselves are close to the color of the pillars
Yeah.
at Guardian sites. You know, where you get your
Agreed.
Epsilon and Beta stuff. Not the pylons themselves on either the mod site or the weapon site, but the little Epsilon. Trying to think of the name. I'd call it. It's like a data node.
Yeah. The obelisks.
That's it.
So where are
What
you?
are you doing,
Where
Pup?
are you, mate?
Me? I'm still at the.
Have we not instanced?
No.
Oh,
I'm
me
still
and
here.
Jasper are together. Can
me
you
just
go
come
and come
closer.
back? Since we're together. It should instance you with us. And Jasper,
bit of a
are you untime traveled now? Wow, you're an Elite 5 combat pilot. Jesus. Can you go and either just dock or relog so that you're not time skipped? And then I can do my jump. Your regular time? Amazing.
Yeah, I don't believe you two. We're in the same instance. Right, I'm just gonna hop out and then jump back in.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, if you low wake,
I'll check
just
contacts.
turn around.
Yeah, no, you're not. Definitely not here.
Alright, I'm gonna high wake, Mr. Caspian. Oh, I have to turn around.
I love how quick the Mandalay turns in frame shift. Let's see if we can get back in the.
Fuel scooping.
No, I think we're out.
Fuel scooping.
I think we're in different instances. Chica. I'll dock and relog. See if that'll do it.
Yeah, fair.
While I get my phone on charge as well. Oh, yeah.
Did you resolve the scan, Jasper? And just work like normal?
Log.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
I do, Bob.
You can't follow the wake. Is it just where it's moved? Is it just where if you try to, it's off in a different direction, so it charges, but then if you look at the little dial, it will show that it's like off over there, and you have to orient to it.
Right. I've got you both. Well, I've got a Caspian here. So it's probably Jasper.
Yeah. I'm just arriving. Okay, sorry. I'll make sure that I go like not in. Yeah, I did a weird jump. I jumped into a mass lock situation. Which is not good.
Sorgon Peterson, Mike Alpha 2. Welcome to this independent
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Commander. Please fly safely.
Oh, I didn't
Arrival
instance
and
with you.
departure.
Come on, game. Just we played together.
Do you want me to shoot you a wing invite and then do it that way?
It is easier for one person.
Ah, it's actually telling me you're in a different PG. Okay.
I did it the other way.
There we go. Got you.
Okay. I will. I will anchor.
Ooh. You have 2 different. Oh, there we go. There you are.
So right now, you are not time shifted, and I am
Yep.
time shifted.
We look forward to receiving you at this station,
And
Commander. Please
where
follow
is
the
Jasper?
messages
Is Jasper
and enjoy
gone?
your visit.
He's just behind me.
No.
He's still here. He's still there.
Where?
Yeah.
I see you.
Jasper's over this way. He's coming towards us now.
No.
You not see him?
Oh. Must have NAF sensors. I've got NAF sensors.
There he is.
So
You got your
Jasper is our
swap.
scanner. So let's go. Let's both target the same system.
Yep, go for it.
So do you want to go to if we target where my fleet carrier is, which is EKL. I can copy it and send it in chat.
EKL.
B10-4. 18.8 light years away.
Ah, there it is. EKL beta. Yep, got it.
Beautiful. I see.
Locked on.
So now,
would
if
be.
I start flying towards it, and you do the same,
Yep. Ah, see, you're heading to where it's going to be, or
Yeah.
was. I'm heading to where it is now.
yeah, it's either side of the galactic planet. And I can see on your screen that you're going down on the other side to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna then stop once I get out of mass lock range. And then we'll do a test and see how far apart we are. So the second your mass lock stops, zero your throttle. I've done
There we
mine
go.
now. So we're 5 kilometers apart already. Okay. And now I'm going to charge my jump at zero throttle. If you do the same.
Same. I'm at 0 throttle. Well, 2.
And then once it's fully charged, just hit boost.
70%.
I'll wait for you.
And maxed up. Ready
Now,
to go.
boost.
Oh, I got a different thingy then. I'm still seeing
I
the
know, I'm in the
asteroid.
Brabham tunnel too, yeah. What the fuck?
I'm still seeing asteroids here. Oh! Did you see that then?
Yeah, it's weird, it's
What
weird.
the hell was that? That was like 2 different passages through which spit? What the hell was that?
And now we're together in the other system.
Yeah.
So Jasper, let me know. So you saw us jump to 2 different locations, but it is the same place. And does your wake scanner just work now? Can you follow one but not the other? Like, they're very close to each other. You shouldn't have any mass lock issues. So yeah, let us know. We'll come back, see if we can instance with you.
That was mental.
We just jumped to the same place but at different times.
Are you locked back onto 8621?
Yeah, I'm going back.
8621, yeah. Because I want to see if you head in a different direction than me. Oh, you know what we should have done? We should have dropped into normal space together and done
What
it
do you
there.
mean, Jasper? Couldn't resolve either, lol.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean couldn't resolve? Talk. Oh god, have we found something?
Fuel scooping.
No location given for either. Okay, that
That's weird.
is weird. So you're having what I was having yesterday, where you do the scan to completion, and then it's just like, this is a thing you could scan, but it doesn't tell you where it can go. Oh wait, so does it only resolve? Is it? Jasper, you've got. How have you got the stream open? Like, are you seeing the stream at the same time? Like, had you well and truly like tried wake scanning a couple of times before we jumped back, or should we redo the test where we wait in the next system and don't move until you give us the go ahead? How do you feel, Jasper? I'm willing to take your lead on it about how you feel about the timings of what just happened. I need a
Not being able
piss.
to resolve.
I'll be right back.
Not being able to resolve the scan's weird. That was a very strange one. Right, Jasper, let's see if I can find you, buddy. Okay, so we're separate instance. Please tell me you're here. I've got Makashi, but I haven't got you. Shite. Oh.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't take more. Literally, he's got a fast scan. The reason that I want thinking it'd take long is it takes 2 seconds to complete the scan. Literally, it's and it's done, right? So that's why I thought we'd have more than that. So, sorry, yeah, I mean, if it takes you longer, then that's fine. We can. But, so the pain is we need to have the 15-degree angle. I think that could be critical. But then I don't know, because I didn't have that yesterday on mine. So, but we can just redo the tests with certainty that you've got time, right? We can just wait in the host system. I just didn't realise that's all it is.
Right, because I've dropped back into Exogene, but Jasper isn't here.
Okay. So, I mean, I can go and engineer a wake scanner quick, and then I can be the scanner if you want, since I've got like the recordings running and stuff. And then if do you know what I mean? Because the issue is, Jasper, even if you do say like, oh, this happens, I'm gonna need to recreate it just so that I've got footage of it. Like, because just your text, no one will believe it. Do you know what I mean? No disrespect intended, but it's just the reality. I've literally made so many videos showing how this works, and people still don't believe it. So I've got to assume that.
To be fair, you are actually recording it, you know what I mean? So if anything out of the ordinary happens, you've got it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so but
What
I'll
is
need to
wrong
go
with
and
me
wait. I'll
today?
need to go and engineer the wake scanner. I don't have any that meet what we need, so I'll need to go and do that as a separate little mission. I almost feel like it's worth continuing this tomorrow on that basis, because I quite want to go and check things like Tia and Isla and that.
Well, I'm not working tomorrow, so I'll be around after my boys gone to school. That's it for me tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'll probably do that because I need to go in about an hour or so to do a lasagna and stuff. So
Oh,
I
nice.
think what I will do is I'll just do some more science for the next hour, like time travel solo, go and visit different places, see if there's anything obvious. And if you guys can do the same, we can just cover more ground. Do you know what I mean? If you can go and get time traveled and then just jump around the old worlds, be curious, look at places like Shinrata, Desrata, stuff like that. And then tomorrow, I'll make sure that in the morning I get the wakes. I'll get a range of wake scanners, all engineered up in different ways. And we can start doing some proper science about what's happening here. There's definitely, right now, there is evidence that whether it's a generic issue with wake scanners that's not linked to this time travel thing or not, that's something that we need to investigate. And that's why it's useful having one person present that's not time skipped and one person that is, and then we know we're creating wakes in that different state.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But right now it sounds like, from what Jasper described, it sounds like wake scanners with a 15-degree scan angle might be fucked a bit.
So you could either go wide angle or what's the other one?
I think is any engineering other than ones that change the angle, so not wide angle. So it's.
Tell you what I'll do. I'll replace. So if you tell me what you're going to engineer your wake scanner for,
So it's any of them other than long range or wide angle. So anything shielded, reinforced, lightweight, or fast scan. All of them would end up being engineered wake scanners that have a scanning angle of 15 degrees.
right? I'll tell you what I'll do. I will go and I should have every bit of what's it called I need. I will engineer I'll do a lightweight one for fun.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I'm interested in
then-
shielded as well.
Okay, well, I
I'll
can
do the
do one
same.
of
I'll
them.
do. I mean, yeah, I've got loads of engineering mats as well. I can do.
I should have enough.
I need a suite of them anyway, so that I can do these sorts of tests. So I'll do it nonetheless. But yeah, feel free to.
I'll
do
tell you
the
what I'll
same.
do. I'll quickly check the engineer I need because I can't remember which one it is. Jury. Jury is 333. View plane. Lightweight. I've already got. Oh, I've got lightweight pinned already. I should be able to do it from here.
Hookzilla, are you talking about this the thing? Yeah, I know what you mean. By this I mean the bug that happens when you put your computer to sleep, wake it back up, and then you are for a time running with a faster than normal time. That happens with Steam Decks as well, doesn't it? I mean, but that is categorically a side effect. That affects all games the same way, right? Any game that relies on the timing ability of the computer will get all fucked up when it skips a bunch of timestamps. That's like objectively, it's like a hardware implication, right? Anyway, Maple, I think I'll jump off chat for now and go and do some random
Alright, buddy.
expo time shifted. But yeah, if you can do the same, and then any info
Yep.
we get, anything you notice is all useful stuff. You know what I mean?
I will go and do a lightweight scanner.
Nice.
Why is it doing that? Right. I've got lightweight scanner in pinned.
Hmm.
Right. But if I go into have they changed what's it called so you can't just re-engineer? Oh, that's a bit naughty. When did they change? There you go. I can't change it.
That's really
Ooh.
odd. You sure you? I just saw you had it pinned.
When did that happen? Tell you what I'll do.
They haven't
I
done
will
that because I engineered today. In fact, the ship I'm in, I'll check. I'll test on my screen because.
I'm just removing the engineering. Right, I've took the engineering off. So let's test that again. Sensor chip. Yeah, it's kept it at long range. Ooh, okay. Right, that just means I've got to go to the thing now.
Looks like the pinned blueprints bugged. You might need to go back to that engineer and.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big. I'm in Mandalay, so it's not a big. It's not a big.
Yeah. All right, mate. Well, I'm going to bounce, so have a good one.
No worries,
and
bud.
I'll catch you soon. Hopefully tomorrow if you're about.
Yeah, tomorrow. What do you mean? I've got insufficient jump range. Oh, God's sake.
We'll take it
I
easy.
mean, no worries, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.
So. Some inconclusive but odd results from the wake scanning. We definitely need to take an even more structured and controlled approach to understand exactly what's happening, which is what we're setting up for now, that we've seemingly got these semblance of some data. I'm going to go and dock. I'm going to grab a wake scanner so that when I'm cutting about I can go and engineer one.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
Oh, but you've never noticed it on any other game, Pook. That's interesting. So all I would say is I think that there is clearly a time component to this game. And ways that it uses time to generate the simulation of the planets and where they should be that we've not considered could be part of the puzzles and mysteries of the game. And so right now I know there's an impact site there in regular time. Is it a procedural POI, do you think, Darkness? Even still, though. Because, like, Odyssey procedural POIs are the same, right? Pookzilla, is it deterministic? Like, is it a case that if you sleep it for an amount of time, it will always have the same outcome? I'll be honest, I don't know anything about it. Like, I never used the sleep function on any machines, like, at all. I just turn them off. So I literally don't know. Like, I've never even encountered it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the truth is, I'm trying to just think, like, how as a developer, like, to expect someone to do that, like, for a mystery to only be solvable by people that use a sleep function, leave the application running, they're logged in, they put their computer to sleep, and then when they come back and they wake it, they're now in the state where they can solve this mystery. That, to me, is a much bigger stretch than, like, what I'm currently working on, which is that there is this place that no matter who you are or how you log in or what you do, if you go there, your game time travels, right? Like, it's way simpler than... Do you know what I mean? So I think what you're describing is the way that the game is interfacing with the time component of your computer and how you're essentially freezing time in the game when you go to sleep. And yeah, I'll be honest, it's not, if you feel free to interact with it, like, feel free to do some science around it, but it's not something I'm going to learn how to implement or do or pursue, because it feels way too... Do you know what I mean? It's like saying, oh, if you use this special HOTAS that has this button, then to me it's too, like, coincidental to the hardware you have and how you use the hardware. I think the only connection that you could infer from it would be that there is a way in which the game is interfacing with the concept of the real time. Do you know what I mean? Obviously it does, because, for example, in the Gal map up here, this is the real timestamp plus, like, a bunch of years, right? Like, I'm literally looking at my clock, and it's evidently just, it is the same data for that my, do you know what I mean? The clock in my computer is what's being funneled through to here, and they're just adding a bunch of years on. But right now I'm time skipped, right? So when the game solves the problem of answering the question, where should all of these bodies be in their orbit, right? The way that the game's architected is there was a simulation run once that generated all of the stars in the galaxy, and when you put in the name of the system into that algorithm, what you get out is the JSON structure of the core star, what orbits it, yeah, its planets, their orbital duration, where they are in their orbit, I imagine, at that point in time, like the coordinate relative to the host star or the host body, right? And it'll be a nested JSON, and then what your game does is it applies a timestamp and it winds forward time to a point in time. So that, and that's how when we jump to the same system, we see the same thing. We can agree that if I land at this coordinate, if I tell you to look up at the sky, you will see a certain constellation. The way that the game manages that problem without having to send all of that data from a central server that they run, the way they do that is they have a central algorithm that does what I just described. So what I am demonstrating with this time travel thing is that we can change the data it uses. Like, we up until now believed that the game just ran in real time, and what it did was it always wound forward time to real time. But I'm now proving that there is a way to set the date statically to a different date. Like, this is now a different time that the whole game is rendering at. So that's where I think, like, you're not wrong, essentially, Pugzilla. Like, the time component could indicate it's a bug, but I feel like the way this is showing up is way too broad across the experience of the game to suggest it's just a bug. Like, for example, if entering instance range of an entity placed in the game is something that can change this date, and logically is something that happens regularly, right? Because why would they introduce a more complicated system of instancing with a thing in the game just for the Radicoider if it isn't a feature for time travel, right? So surely what they would do is they would take like the standard way that they add a new thing to a planet, they would copy it, and then they would edit that in a way that then makes it look and act like the Radicoida, right? So your assumption of saying it's a bug, in my opinion, completely hinges on that idea that when you instance with a point of interest, it can set this date in your game so that you experience time in real time. So why, when right now I've instanced with the Umbral Reliquary in a completely different star system, and I'm still time travelled, and if someone else comes here, it depends what it's orbiting actually, but if you were to jump to this system now, physically, in the game, right now, yeah, and you were to target the Umbral Reliquary, and then team with me, right, while you're, like, at the star, you would see that my team signal is in a physically different location to you, even though you see on the stream that I'm at the Umbral Reliquary. Why, when I instance with the Umbral Reliquary, why don't I time skip back to normal time? If this variable of time is something that's frequently set when you instance with stuff, that, like, I just think that anyone who, at this point, anyone who says it's a bug, they just haven't thought it through to that point where they're like, they realise that their entire thing is built on an assumption that logically don't make sense. Like, they have to have added in time travel, or time travel's always been there, and they've now made it so obvious that people are like, it's so obvious it must be a bug. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's the latter. I think that what's more true is that there's been other things that cause this and no one's ever noticed before. I think that's way more true than just saying, this is a bug. I guarantee every example you give right now will be one variation of some sort of like, oh, we put a static timestamp for testing, and that's made it into prod. I reckon. Which also don't make sense. Like, how would you... You got a multi-million-pound game franchise running, and you build a custom system that you've had permit locked for a decade. You had no pressure from anyone to release it. There was no movement from the community saying we must have a storyline in a permit locked system that you could have done anything in for the last decade. They chose to release this when they chose to release it, under no pressure to release it at any point. After already blue balls in the entire group of researchers in this game for months, where it turned out that they sprinkled a mystery and it was actually just time gated, and like we just, there was nothing we could have done for days to discover more, right? And then after that we continued to investigate stuff, and it still turned out there was just going to be a time when they would let us into HIP 87621, and that would be how we would discover the next step. That could have been any time. They could have, like, it's so easy to notice. When you instance with them, the entire skybox changes, and for the rest of your play session, you are time traveled. I'm sorry, I think it's truly intellectually dishonest to say that they would let that through. I really do. Like, if they have, I may not play the game anymore. Like, I really will think that it's that abhorrent and ridiculous that they let that through as a bug and let us all spend this time wondering why it's in. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would be really negligent on their part, in my opinion. I can't genuinely, like, I've worked in software development for 15 years, and I can't see how anyone can sit there and say this is a bug. Yeah. But please do give examples. Please do. I hope that you can tell me something that I haven't just covered off that makes sense. I agree. No, I was for 10 years. I was a software tester. Like my job was to test not fucking video games in imaginary worlds, real software that runs literally high voltage electricity grids and stuff like that. Like I can't stress it enough. Yeah, I fully understand. Like I fully understand what you're saying. I think you're underestimating Frontier's desire and ability to provide us an incredible tool and an incredible story, to be honest. Like, I think people have grown really jaded with Frontier, and their negativity just clouds their judgment. Like, I have tested this for months, and I'm telling you, it's time travel that they've added into the game. It's not like I'm not trying to believe that time travel's in the game and then seeking facts that prove my point. I spent a month trying to deny it was time travel. I had a viewer that I had a full-blown argument with because he was telling me that it was daytime when for me, he was telling me it was nighttime when for me it was day. And that's how we discovered it. So I don't know. I think it's way more probable that it's not a bug, and we should be looking into it. You should go and reproduce it. And if when you go there, what I'm saying is true, that when you glide down an instance with it, the whole skybox changes, and for the rest of your game session, you experience systems in a different time, you should write that in the issue, and you should upvote the issue so that we find out if it's a bug. And I will fully accept, like, if you want to prove to me that it's a bug, what I need as proof is not your theorizing about how it could be a bug. I need the issue in the tracker to say this is a bug and we are fixing it. That's the only data point I'm interested in, like, that will sway my point on it. Like, it's that simple, and that's what you need to do to prove me wrong. And I'm telling you what you would need to do in order for me to change my belief. And can you do that for me? What would I need to show you for you to believe this is time travel in the game? And if you can't tell me the objective thing that I can show you that will change your view, then you are clearly operating on a preconceived belief, not based on objective data. And I can't debate that. There's no point in me debating that. It's a waste of my time and life. Do you see what I'm saying? I am telling you the explicit steps you need to take for me to shift my belief on something. And if you can't do the same for me, then we're not going to meet in the middle. And this isn't a productive conversation because you aren't operating based on what's actually happening in the game. You're operating based on a belief that the developers are incompetent and they would let in something that mad. Do you see what I mean? I know it's harsh because I'm literally punching your cognitive dissonance directly in the face in a public forum, but this community is riddled with it, and it needs someone to fucking shake it out because it's ridiculous. Like, it's mad. It's mad. It's mad. It's in the game. You can fucking time travel. Of course, October Consortium aren't releasing the data to say we've had access to time travel for years. Of course they're not. Like, of course they're releasing a subset of data that indicates that it has some positive benefits. It's the reason I get frustrated when I'm reviewing stuff like this is because I don't know how much clearer I can make it that I'm willing to accept this as a bug, and the way to do that is for the issue to be marked as fixing, and then in the next update, in the patch notes, there will be a bugs fixed section, and it will have issue number, and it will hyperlink to the issue that I raised, and it will be an issue titled time travel happens in HIP 87621, and it will be marked as fixed, and we will all know that it was a bug, and it will be done. And if every person that tries to do this intellectual dick measuring contest of, oh, but I think it could be a bug based on this, if every person just spent that time going there, testing it, and then upvoting it, we would already know. We would already know if it's a bug or by design. There would be 1,000 people that would have upvoted it, and they would have immediately got back to us and said it's by design or it's a bug, and we would it would be over. But instead, people don't take any action, and that's what pisses me off. Is like, just go and do it, So I think that maybe not. I don't think time travel is how you find it. But maybe it is. We don't know. The truth is we don't know. I think, based on all of the experiments I've done on this, I think that it's possible there have been other places that invoke similar things and we've never noticed. What I know is that the check I'm now doing, where I go into the orrery mode in Soul,
Fuel scooping.
is not part of the existing checks that we would normally do when searching for stuff like Raxler. So what I know is it's incredibly unlikely. Like, I've never heard anyone talk about this evidence point before. So I'll give an example. I know of someone like Jarrus who has done searches in the past where they visited every tourist beacon in the game in numerical order to see if they then get an invite to the Dark Wheel, for example. Like, there's people that have done multiple 1,000-hour treks. The reality is, we don't know. There could be a particular tourist beacon that if Jarrus had as part of their checks, go and check Sol, look at the orrery mode, every tourist beacon you interface with. There could be one that when you visit it, you have this happen. But because you're in space and it's a tiny little thing and the planet under you orbits really slowly, you notice no difference. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it could just be that there's a subtle shift in the skybox and it just looks like a graphical area. You might not even notice it unless you're really paying attention. And if you don't have this explicit check to go to Sol and check the location of the planets, you won't notice that you've time skipped. And that's the bit that I'm saying is where this... I'm not saying that the going to the Radicoida is a necessary part of finding Raxler. They're separate things. I'm saying that the Radicoida time travel thing is definitely worth investigating, and that's what I'm trying to do. Ideally, if it is a bug, the way to find that out is for you all to go and upvote it so that the developers just tell us and we can not waste our time. But even if they say the Radicoides is a bug, it is still a sniff. It's a breadcrumb of a new truth about how this game works that we should not ignore when exploring these mysteries. We have never considered the edge of time travel in solving these problems, and that's essentially like where I think we could be sleeping on it.
Thank you for following with Dashni.
Yeah, thank you, Pug. No, do you know what? This is the mistake. I want to test the HIP 8762 run thing that you just said about the impact site. So far, there's no evidence that permits change. In fact, there's no evidence that anything tangible changes other than on your client, you're experiencing a different time. So, like, if you go to a system that's been colonized, it's not like it suddenly reverts back in time and there's no colony stuff there. Like, yeah.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
So far, all evidence shows it's always the same time shift. My current theory on that point is that what we're dealing with here is a species of life that is crossed. So the theory I'm currently basing on is that witch space is a place where there is space but no time. And that's why when we break into it with our frameshift drives, we can come out the other end and there's no time dilation, right? Like, technically, based on the laws of relativity, if you jump 50 light years and then 50 light years back, when you return to this star system, everyone there should be 100 years older. Like, just by definition of what light years means and how we currently understand physics works, right? But that doesn't happen, right? All that happens is you experience the time it takes you to jump and the time it takes you to come back, and that's the same for them as well. So what that would make sense if the place that you're in has no time in it, and that's what I think is happening. I think that Radicoida are a species that their spore form exists in witch space, and there is essentially, it's like the upside down, where the whole of our reality exists in witch space as well, but it's the non-time version. And I think that once they get to a certain point in their maturation, that when they bloom into our reality, but they can only exist in one time. So like the moment that they bloom is the moment they exist at, and when you instance with them, you are just forced back in time to that moment. That's what I think is happening, because they all are the same. Now, we haven't thoroughly tested different planets and stuff. Source 2 is an interesting one. So right now, I am time shifted, right? So the reason Sol is useful for this is you can confidently align the large orbit of Sedna and know that you're always zooming in from the same orientation, right? That is a really important reason why Sol is valuable.
Orbital flight engaged. Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Oh wait, so when you do the mapping, you get all the biological site POIs. I didn't realise that.
Orbital flight engaged.
Yeah, it seems to be that you always go back to the same moment in time.
Landing gear deployed. Landing gear retracted.
I think the Fargoids. Yeah, no, I think that it's interesting when you. Yeah, so there's no evidence that bringing Fargoid technology to the Radicoids makes any difference. We've tried almost all of the possible items to no avail. Let's look at source 2. Bruno's suggestion. So what does happen when you're time traveled is you can do. I've proved teleportation, so I'll show you the clip rather than trying to recreate it all because it takes ages to set up. So apologies to anybody that has seen this, and obviously if you're on YouTube, there'll be no sound. Again, sorry about that.
Scan detected.
There's the actual clip link, if you want to watch it back later. So, just to be really super clear to anyone that's new and getting on board with this, in this instance, I am time travelled. They are not. Okay? So I've gone and time travelled, which you'll see me do in a sec. So I'm instanced with Feo and Matrix. Matrix is in front of me here, 19 light seconds away. And Feo is down here, 769 light seconds away. Yeah? And we're in Sol, right? And I'm sat 700 light seconds above Sol, so I can see the extremes of the Mars orbit, right? So for them, in normal time, Mars is over here. And that's why what we've agreed is Feo is going to fly at Sol, and then from Sol, go to Mars. And you watch what happens on the radar and on the screen. So they're flying at the body of Mars, right? But then, so when they instance with Mars, they can no longer send a logical signal to me, right? Now, what you don't see in that clip is from Matrix's perspective, they de-instanced with me as well. So I could still see Matrix in front of me instanced because their coordinates make sense to me based on space and time, because their coordinate is relative to the star, and the star is in almost the same place for both of us. But when the other person gets within the sphere of influence of Mars, they start receiving the signal. I'm at this location on Mars's surface and at this height. Like, that's how the game actually works, technically, right? Is at any time, whatever it says in the bottom left is your sphere of influence. Like right now we're in HIP 876212A, and I'm at 11.4507 minus 39.8295, right? If I just from here keep flying up, I can get up to like megameters high until I'm at 0.1 light second. If you want to know where I am, the cheapest and easiest way to work that out is to draw a line from me to the surface of the planet I'm nearest, take that coordinate, send that coordinate to you, and say, make a Mandalay be at this height on that point, right? And that's how the game, that's what we proved with the teleportation. That's how the game works. So right now, I'm not time traveled, right? And there's a biological site 90 kilometers away. So we want to do a little bit of science before we leave, right? So the first thing we should always check is that when we've checked Sol, right now Earth's going to be in the top left of its orbit. I don't know what that was. I've never seen that pop up before. That was weird. Did you see that? Like, weird graphical issue. You see how Sol's up here? Oh, sorry, Earth's up here. Mars is on this side. And now we'll check Sag, yeah? I'm not sure how useful this will be because... Oh, 667 days. So it's about 2 years.
Landing gear.
Don't worry, we won't need night vision. Wait, what? We landed in the day, right? Did we just time shift to a different time? Like... it looks like the time shifted time, but just now when I landed here, it was daytime, wasn't it? Well, before I logged out. I can't. I can't. There's no way it's a bug. If they're different times, there's no way it's a bug. Surely. Like, the last bastion of bugliness was that it is always the same time for all of them. But if it is linked to when they bloom, and they bloomed at different times, and then they send you to different times. What happened was I came here, time travelled, and I landed on the surface, and it was daylight. Okay? And then when I logged out and logged in, it was like dusky when it reloaded, because we were now in the real time, and I checked and we were in the real time. And then when we boosted and time travelled again, relative to this site, it's now pitch dark. Now, I was time travelled off a different site. What does RGR mean? Sorry, dude. You use it a lot, and I don't know what that abbreviation means. I'm a bit of a boomer, sorry. I was born in the 80s. That one's missed me. We're getting there, troll. We're getting there. Is it like right, good, right? I don't know what it means. Someone help. It has an orbital period of minus... Okay. Oh, so it's actually the other way round. I apologise. This isn't an optimal... so I time travelled off this one. Here before. This was where I came to. 2BA. Right, so we need to... Well, what's weird, if you look in the Ore mode, it doesn't orbit, it just sits there. Oh no, forgive me, it does orbit. But yeah, it must be the other way. Cyber, I did think that was the case. Yeah, there is one planet that goes the opposite direction in Sol to all the rest, isn't there? I'm sorry, I'm adamant of it. It's Jupiter. It's anomalous. Like, to science is like, we do not get why this happens. We just won't talk about it. Like, I swear that's true. Like, and it is complete. Like, it fucks with every single model that, like, modern astrophysics is fucked. It's in a really bad place. Like, there's so much that doesn't make sense, and this is one of them, right? We don't have a feasible answer for why the largest mass orbits completely in the opposite direction. And I thought that was a big deal, but then everyone was poo-pooing it, so I just shut up because I don't like to be like fighting a fight. Do you know what I mean? So right now, okay, let's just try and. How is there anything we can orient on though? Look, like these orbit every 76 days. This orbits every 146 days. So they're about a 2-to-1, right? They kind of will maintain this relationship where they should always be sort of opposite each other. Wait, in fact, are they actually directly 2-to-1? No. Oh, 07 Guru. Right, what we need to do is log the coordinates of here. So I need to return to this location exactly. Okay, the test we're going to do is as follows. We're going to log in now to real time, validate we're in real time. Validate we're in real time. So the first one we'll check will be Sol, always. We're in real time. Okay? We're in real time. Now, we need to really pay close attention. See, I believe everything orbits this way round, except Jupiter, which goes this way. Maybe it's that the moons of Jupiter all orbit the other way or something like that. I don't know. I swear there's some derivation of that knowledge that has some truth. But you're right. It could also be. I mean, there are things I swear I remember from being a child that. So I'm in real time, right? Now let's observe. So 3 and 5 are nearly together. Right. So I'm going to time travel off of a radicoider source on 2BA. And then return to this location. Please do, Bruno. Yeah, fact checks are really useful. I do my best, you know, to only say things I'm confident in, but it's hard. Oh, no, no, no. 2BA. Darkness Falls, I think that could be it. Yeah, I know there is an anomalous thing where, like, we just... Astrophysics still can't answer why that one anomalous thing happens in our... Do you know what I mean? So apologies if I'm, like, incorrectly applying that.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
So we're going to look for a biological site POI that's on the light dark terminus, just to get a really dramatic shift. Okay.
Orbital flight
So I think...
engaged.
So is it Saturn that I was thinking of then? I don't know. I think that's an important data point anyway. I think when we want to have an astronomical clock, having one that orbits the opposite direction adds a really valuable comparison. But I'd much prefer science here. I'd much prefer to be able to jump into a system, know the relative position of all the bodies and their orbital periods, go and time travel, jump back, and just get the number. Like, that, I would much prefer that, like, than all this fucking screenshot bullshit. If anyone knows how we can do that, I'm up for helping. Like, I'll help do it. I know we can possibly code that, but I don't know what limitations we have, because it's certainly not in the journal file. I think we would need to interrogate the actual stuff sent back. Right, you ready? We're going to time skip off this any second. Damn, now we're going round. Now you're gonna go and see me now, make a sound. Now we're gonna go and time skip here. Where's the gas gonna go, my dear? You are gonna see it go away from here, and the light dark line's gonna disappear. Where we gonna go? No one knows. We don't know what time it's gonna be. Are we gonna do a little more testing? I don't have time today, but hopefully we'll find out soon. Ready? Here you go. Ah! So it has moved. There's two separate concepts, Guru. There's what's happening with Radicoida and what that means in the story at the moment. And then there's the separate technical evidence that this provides, and like they're separate things. So right now what I'm testing is just the Radicoida stuff. Is there any stuff we can learn here about it? Does being time skipped and going places have any impact? And that's one complete body of investigation. There is a separate body of investigation that I think this informs, which is the entire body of previous mysteries, Raxler, Dark Will, everything. And I think that we've completely missed this concept that we should even look at the orrery mode to ascertain whether we might have time skipped. It's not something that's part of any of the playbooks. So there are two separate tracks of, like, to me, information that we're gathering right now. There's what are the limits of the game engine and what's been built in terms of coping with these differences in time. because that could indicate what we need to look for in these other searches. And then there's just what is a bug or a feature here. Obviously, this could just be a bug. If it is just a bug, the way to prove that is to upvote the issue on the tracker, and then we'll know. I didn't mean to target this. I want to go back to 2A, right? But even if the bug or issue titled time travel happens in HIP 87621 is marked as fixing, and then in the next code release there is a fix for it and it's made to be fixed, I still believe that this is a new angle that we should look at with respect to all the old stuff we've checked. So do tourist beacons potentially invoke different time skips? We just don't know. Like, it isn't acceptable, in my opinion, for people to just be like, oh no, I'm not checking that. Then that means we just won't know. That's the only truth. Like, we've never checked for this, so we don't know. And that's what I think. There's two separate investigations that should be happening in light of this new information. Does that make sense? When you say what we're supposed to do with this mechanic. So it depends what one you're more passionate about, ultimately. If you're more keen to pursue the Raxter thing, I don't think you should be here with me doing this shit. I think that you should be out retreading old steps through the lens of, could there be shit happening with this? You know? If what you're interested in is, does the current new storyline interest you and there's bits that you want to experience, then that to me is a different... Okay, so it is also dark. We're 300 kilometers out. The Nemesis star. Well, so I think that where I think this does interface with the Dark Wheel is, I wouldn't be surprised if what we're experiencing here is a biological form of this technology, but that perhaps the Guardians in the past mastered a technological form of it, or a mechanical form, and maybe that's what the Dark Wheel is. Maybe that's what Raxter is. You know, like, I think that would make a lot of sense, and it would also make a lot of sense to some of the things the developers have said in the past about the mysteries of Elite. Like, when you review some of the statements they've made through the lens that it's possible to do this in the game, to set your game to be in a different time to real time and to what everyone else experiences, it starts to make a lot of sense how there could be a mechanism for them to make it so that certain stations only appear in certain states, right? So, yeah. It's mad. It's mad. It's a whole can of worms. So we've come back from time skipping with that planet, and it's not daytime, but certainly about 45 minutes ago I was here in the day. So again, what I'm saying is, if what you're captivated by in this game in a mystery sense is the Raxler side, there is stuff for you to learn from me doing this, but ultimately your time would be best spent going back over the journeys that have been done before, and just at each point, you know, accept that the data they sourced is true, but ask the question, could it have time skipped them and they didn't notice? And if it's true that they could have, go there and see if it does. And there is a separate track, which is, could going there and doing it time skipped give a different result? That is also an interesting angle, but it is painful, because right now there's only one way to time skip, which is to physically be here. Now, we could, it's worth noting, Multi-crew? No, that doesn't work either, actually, because when you un-multi-crew, it counts as you logging out and logging in. I can agree with the sentence. I don't agree with your sentence, Bruno. I can agree with the sentence that we don't have enough evidence to link the Radacoida to Raxler. But I don't think I can agree that we don't have enough evidence to link the concept of playing the game at a different time. I think there's enough evidence to link that concept to Raxler, based on the history of Raxler, and as Guru says about how there is myth and legend of it being something to do with time as well. Like, that's why I'm saying I think there's two separate concepts that we should be investigating. You're not wrong, Guru, yeah, that you're not wrong, but equally, you can waste a lot of time doing that. Like, at least forming a hypothesis and then seeing if it's true or not. That requires you not to just investigate for the sake of investigation, right? Like, it. So, let's check source 2. I didn't screenshot it. But you can see it's over there now. It was here, wasn't it? It's over there now. And, like, if I were to jump to Sagittarius A and wish to dock at one of the fleet carriers there, I would have to make this trip 97,000 light seconds to dock. And if you were with me, and you were winged with me, and you instanced with me, and you jumped in, and you were at Sagittarius A, you would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you going over there? And then the second that I got within its sphere of influence, you would see what you saw on my screen, where we would de-instance from each other, and I would teleport back. Like, you would see me de-instance from you, and then you'd see my team signal appear next to you at source 2. Oh, yeah. True, Guru. That's a fair point. You see, it's hard to tell. Like, for me, Mars looks like it's in a different position right now to what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing it over there more. Hi, Ross. I think we might have different time skips happening at different sites, guys. The thing is, Rosen checked this. Didn't you, mate? Not really, no. I mean, you can't permanently leave DW3, can you? I can just go back. What do you mean? Alicia. What is this? Oh, is that the planet you mentioned? No, I've never been here. What? No, it isn't. It says the science continues. Time travel. Why would I go to Alicia? What are you trying to get at, Ross? What is your point, mate? Oh, right. I mean, I'll just take it as it comes, mate. I'll see where the next waypoint is, and then if I like the look of it, I'll speed run back. Did I fucking tell? So that was hip 8761 in the other time, in the normal time. Let's check. Thank you, Guru. Yeah, any more people we can get to test it and upvote it, that will be the quickest way. Like, I really can't stress it enough. I know I might jump down your throat if you come in here trying to say like, oh, this is a bug, but it is because I really can't stress this enough. You getting your dick out and pretending that you know how this game works and that it's a bug proves nothing but that you want to get your dick out on the internet and shove it down people's throat. Like, I can do that too. I have a bigger platform than you. It doesn't prove anything. Like, the only way to prove anything is to play the game that the developers have asked us to play. And I don't mean in the game. I mean, they've said if you find issues in the game, go to our tracker and upvote them and give evidence, and then we'll look at them and we'll fix them. And the problem that we have in this community is none of you do it. None of you do it. You just whinge and moan and say shit's broken, and you don't do what they ask you to do to have them focus on the things you want them to focus on. And it's a vicious cycle, and I get really pissed off about it. Like, because it's just so unnecessary. Like, you could just, rather than spending the time ranting, look, now I'm ranting, I know, but rather than spending the time trying to say we shouldn't do stuff because it's a bug, you could just do that time testing it and upvoting it. Oh, so I'm not zoomed out the same, am I? So right now we've got the screenshot of. I will go to Alicia in a bit, but it's a bit of a mission and I need to go soon, so it will have to be another test I to pick up. If you can remind me or do it yourself, Cyber. I know you're not around. Oh, Bruno, yeah, I agree. I mean, this is an exciting time. So this is a screenshot. I just want to edit this to say. The fuck is this? No thanks. What's going on? Why can't I just draw on it? Edit. Right, there we go. So this was time travelled from HIP to BA time travel, right? I do think that, Guru, you're not misplaced there in asking questions about the relevance of the Orion and Cygnus when you consider that the Orion arm and the Cygnus arm are the two arms that we're near and involved in here as well. So wait, are there any other screenshots we want to get in 2BA time? Let's get Sol. Sol, where the orbit of Salacia is on here. And then Sol, where Jupiter's orbit is on here. You can read it. What are you looking for me to check, Bruno? Like, we've already done a lot of these checks, mate. So we're a bit ahead of where you were at, I think. You can't land on anything that's permit locked, but they are in physically different locations. Although the Earth is an anomaly, it looks like whatever the time shift is not in time. It's a date. It's exactly an amount of years. So when you visit Earth, Earth is in the same place for everyone, and the moon is in the same-ish place for everyone. Although I think that might actually be open for debate. We might need to check that. But I think it is a clear number of years, which means the Earth is in the same place, like in the different times. That's why I think Sol's useful, because it's always there. But no, that's not true. We literally see that the Earth moves from there to there. It must be at least an increment of a year. It must be like a year and 6 months, because it moves halfway over, right? Like, I've just relogged, yeah? So I'm in real time now. So let's firstly, sorry, we'll check HIP 87621 first. Why can I not zoom out as far? If I go and check Sol, does that set the zoom level? That is interesting. I've never noticed that. It is very young. Okay. Amazing, Guru. Yeah, I'm really excited to hear how you get on. So here you can see on the left is how Seoul looks when you visit the site at 2BA. And on the right is the real time. And what we need to do now is create the left-hand screenshot. I'm not going to be able to do this now. I need to go and do dinner. And then I also need to take my mum to something later. So I'm just going to do a shorter stream today, I'm afraid. But this is it. So we need to do the maths on this shit. Like, you can't even see Saturn in the future or the past, whenever it is, because it's all the way up here. But you can see the comparison here, right? Uranus, Jupiter, Saturn. Saturn's up there, here, so here. But in this image, it's on the left. So Uranus, I mean... And it's not just a bug with the Gal map. It's not just a bug with the system map. If you physically go there in a wing with someone who's not, like, I can't stress it enough. Like, there's really extreme examples, right? Like where Uranus kind of moves a lot. Saturn is really clear though, right? Saturn's clearly on different section of its orbit. So you can do the test I did where you can see them fly to a completely different location and then teleport. It's in the game. It's teleportation. It's time travel. It's mad. I love it. So I feel like there is science that can be done on these. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I think right now my understanding is that it is a set amount of time. It's like X number of days that you go back fully. I would love to calculate the precise date, and I feel like some of this stuff here is useful to that end. But so what we've learned as well is Voyager was an interesting point of interest to test. Voyager appears in both times in the same location. So if we jump together to a system near Sol, like say we both, if I was time traveled and you weren't, and we met at Alpha Centauri, and then we both jumped into Sol, we would see that we would depart in different directions, but then we'd arrive at the same place at Sol. And then from there, if we both targeted Voyager and flew, it would make perfect sense. We would target the same thing. We would both aim at it and fly off together, right? But if instead what we did is we both said, right, let's go to Mars. We would get there. We would both target different locations, go to Mars. Then when you get near to Mars, from whoever gets near to Mars first would de-instance and on the other person's screen teleport to be in a signal right in front of them at Mars. And then when I arrive at Mars, there's a chance that we would re-instance again because we would be in the same sphere of influence. And then if we targeted Voyager from there, it would make no sense, but it would resolve. Like, we would be targeting the same place, but when we leave, you would teleport to the other place, and then yeah. Precisely, Bruno. Yeah. So what we've proven with this is there's the way the game works, seemingly, is when you're jumping to a system, you send to the server the name of the system, and I would presume, or it's possible, that you also send the time you will be loading the system at. Now, we don't know that bit. What we do know is that you do load the system at a certain time, right? And to be fair, the indication is actually that you don't send the time to the server. The indication based on the data right now is that you send to the server the system that you're loading, and what they send you back is for each body in that the algorithm will generate for that system input, because that bit is procedural and they don't need to send you like body one is at this location and stuff. That's not how it works. Like your system your computer physically generates the system based on the code, and then it gets told like at this coordinate there's a settlement that's an agriculture type and this is its name. At this location at this height is a station. It's an orbis type, and it has this market data. And then what happens is your game generates the system at the origin point of the Stellar Forge engine, and then it fast forwards time to a certain point in time, so that if you visit it and I visit it, we see the same thing. Even though the server doesn't save all the textures of the files, it doesn't save any of that data, and none of that is communicated between us. And so I think what's happening, like, that's where this could just be a bug. But to me, if it was a bug, then it would mean that this value is set frequently, and then people would need to answer the question of why, when I go to a normal functioning thing, do I not return to normal time? And no one can answer that. It requires it to be even more complex of a bug, and the simplest answer is often the truest answer. The simplest answer is that Frontier Developments have added a mushroom that makes you time travel. That is the simplest answer to this situation. And there's compounding evidence that validates that. For example, they managed to place the crash site POI and other POIs like the asteroid base in that custom system. And when you go to them, you don't time travel. And when you land anywhere on the custom planets, you don't time travel. It's only when you instance with these specific mushrooms that you time travel. Oh yeah, no, you get loads. I've not noticed any difference, Darkness. I've noticed NPC ships all the time. But the only data point that we have right now of anything being different other than what you experience orbitally is some fuckery with wake scanners. But we need to do a bunch of extra testing on that, which was what I was hoping to get to, but I haven't managed to get to it, because I just wanted to get those screenshots. So we're just going to get some more screenshots of what happens when we time skip here. Ready? Okay, it wasn't as dramatic, was it? And so we get the same screenshots now, right? And then now I'm going to have to knock it on the head for the day. See, look, I can zoom out loads now. So wait, what are we time traveled on now? Fuck. 2A time travel. Okay. Do you think? Fuck. Sorry, I'm just trying to set up that same view and absolutely failing. Bear with me. Let me close the game. It'll be a lot easier. I need to go anyway. So let's just we'll just validate that this is the that it looks like the bodies around 2 have the same time shift. I agree. Look at the position of Saturn and Jupiter and Uranus. That triangle is the same. Okay, so we need to just keep iterating on that testing, and if anyone can do that asynchronously while I'm doing these other things, that would be fucking sick. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've just done 2BA. Oh, I mean, it definitely was different, wasn't it? Like, unquestionably, when I arrived earlier in the stream. Oh, nice one, Rosen. When I arrived in the stream earlier, I landed at that spot and it was completely daylight. And in fact, I might have a screenshot of it. Where the fuck did I save these things? Huh? Oh, there we go, right. No, this was yesterday. Okay, no. Tomorrow's a long stream. Saturdays are a long stream. Yep, I'll be back tomorrow for lots. I want to do more science, more knowledge, more data points. We're going to learn lots. I need your help. As I've said, please go and upvote the issue. It's the only way we will know if this is a bug or not. In the meantime, I think under the possibility it's not a bug, we should definitely do a bunch of science just to understand, like, what more can we learn from this? You know, if there is any cool things we can do, it'd be really cool to discover that without the developers spoon feeding us. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to bounce. Thank you all for your patience in this endeavor. Sorry if you came here trying to just be like, isn't this kind of a bug? And I went mad at you. I can't describe to you how frustrated it makes me. I will catch you all tomorrow for a much longer stream. So have a pleasant one. 07, peace and love. Thank you for your time.